A lot of people think addiction to alcohol and drugs is a choice. It's one of the biggest misconceptions out there. You see, once the brain chemistry changes and the dopamine and reward system gets hijacked, it's really not about willpower anymore. You see, drugs and alcohol literally rewire the prefrontal cortex. You know, the part of the brain that's responsible for decision making, impulse, and judgment. So even when someone wants to quit, the brain's not working the same way as it used to. I've lived it. I've literally watched people lose everything they love chasing something they no longer wanted anymore. It's not because they're weak. I mean, the addiction literally changes the brain like a disease. I mean, think about it. Would you judge somebody for having cancer? I mean, you might think, well, damn, I wish they wouldn't have smoked or ate all that sugar or drank all that soda, but you're not going to be mad at them for having cancer, right? So addiction isn't a choice. It's a chronic condition that requires treatment and not judgment. The real choice comes later when someone decides to take control of their life, get help, and rebuild their life. Now, this right here is what's really going on inside the brain when we talk about addiction. The prefrontal cortex, that's the part of the brain that helps us make decisions and control impulses. The nucleus accumbens, that's the brain's reward center. And the amygdala, that's what deals with emotions, stress, and fear. When someone keeps using drugs, the reward system floods with dopamine. That's the chemical that makes you feel good. Over time, the prefrontal cortex, the part that helps you think clearly, starts to lose control. So it's not about willpower anymore, it's about chemistry and rewiring. This is what scientists call the cycle of addiction. It starts with a trigger, pain, stress, or trauma that leads to craving. Then the person uses, that gives them that dopamine spike, that temporary relief, but after that comes the crash, the guilt, the shame, the withdrawal. The brain adapts, builds tolerance, and that's where compulsion kicks in. Before long, the whole cycle repeats itself, and that's why addiction isn't just a bad habit, it's a loop written into brain's wiring. But here's the good news, the brain can heal. That's what's called neuroplasticity. It means the brain can form new connections and rebuild pathways through new habits, recovery programs, and spiritual practices. That's why things like therapy, support groups, and faith-based recovery actually work. They're not just helping behavior, they're helping the brain rewire itself. Carl Jung, one of the early psychiatrists who studied the human mind, said something powerful. He wrote, "Every form of addiction is bad, whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism." Jung believed addiction wasn't only physical, it was spiritual. He said addiction was the search for connection, for something greater than ourselves. Because when we lose that connection, we try to fill that hole with something else. That's why so many recovery programs include spirituality, because it reconnects the mind. Fun fact, Carl Jung wrote a compelling letter to Bill W. and Dr. Bob, which is now responsible for an entire chapter in the AA Big Book, The Doctor's Opinion. The brain heals, the body forgives, the soul remembers. And somehow,
we ain't hooked on dope,
when we
we
didn't
hooked
think
on
we would
growth.
make it, we survived.